Hi, I'm Jude Hodep, the goddess astrologer and alchemical initiatrix. I got the card Imagine to start off our astrology intuitive for today. This is alchemical goddess astrology intuitive for the 18th of May, 2022. The chart for today is powerful. We had this Mars Neptune conjunction yesterday, and we are moving into and Mars has now come off of Neptune. Neptune is that Pisces energy. Pisces energy, it bleeds into everything. It kind of merges into everything. It's that mutable water. It's changeable. It's moving. It's the rushing river that is always moving and changing. Not one drop is the same in the same place as it was when it started. And so Mars here can feel almost like not wanting to take action, just wanting to blend into everything and merge with divine love. And this can be a giving up. This can be a letting go. And so it's like, what if you're giving up? Why? Is it coming from the wound, or is it coming from a conscious decision from your soul and your heart, where you know you're making pivots or changes that make sense? So be aware of this energy that Mars has now passed Neptune, the faith, the soul mission, that energy of the ethereal. Also the karma. And so Mars is wanting to take action from the spirit and the soul, not from the karma. So be aware of where the action's coming from. Are you making decisions based on feelings that are coming from the wound that you're not facing and looking at? This moon is in Capricorn today. And so it is definitely has a trine to Jupiter, and we'll be moving off that, quickly. But that trine of Jupiter is the Capricorn energy wanting to climb the mountain, get things done. So it's a very pragmatic, very practical energy, wanting to accomplish, wanting to move the vision forward. We have to realize that our vision is long term. We don't want to use our now moment against our future vision. We don't want to use our future vision against our now moment. We want to use the vision as our homing beacon, and to understand that our now moment is the adventure, and to simply create. I really encourage you with this energy and the Pisces energy, where we had 4 planets in Pisces up until the conjunction. And then recently, where Venus moved into Aries, and she's moving quickly through Aries. She's going fast. And Neptune is just right there at the beginning of Aries. And it's this energy of wanting to pull in and attract to you only those things that are on the adventure, on the mission, that are the most powerful, that you feel like sexy about, that you feel are the erotic part of life. Erotic in a different way of understanding erotic, that the wind against your face, the intimacy with life, the connection and the sacredness, the sacred connection to life, to the soul being in the physical. Often on the spiritual journey, we don't have the physical experience integrated with the spiritual experience. It takes time. It takes going into the extremes of one or the other. And you can be going back and forth, and there's greater and greater nuances of it. So where are you at in different parts of your life, with the being in the spiritual and then being back in the physical, and then where are they merging beautifully and coming together and integrating? That's the ultimate goal. And so this moon wants to take action for the vision, and then trying to Jupiter on the adventure, like really creating the new narrative, the new story that you tell about your life, the words that you speak about your life, the sentences that you speak about your life, how you talk about what you're doing now, how you talk about your future. Are you talking about the wound, about what didn't work out? Or are you moving into the new life? This is new life. This is a new story. And there's energy here from this moon to work on your vision. I encourage you to only do things that you love, to stop reading books that, okay, you want the information, but you just aren't into it. It's not making you happy. Stop it. Just let it go. Let go of everything you think you're supposed to be and supposed to do, and to move into this place of what is actually bringing you joy, what's actually lighting up your heart and your inspiration, and just making you so excited and so inspired and ready to take action. Those are the only things to be working on right now, because there's not energy with Mars and Pisces and coming up to the last degrees where it'll be crispy at the 29th degree. There's not this energy to take action on anything that isn't of this absolute lighting you up, the adventure, Jupiter, Aries, this adventure, this exploration, this optimism and fun. And so there's no other energy. And Mercury's in retrograde, reflecting on everything we've been through, to collect the gifts, the lessons, the learnings, to understand your journey, your trajectory, your path, how it all went down, so that you can collect that data for for how you've grown, for cementing in and living this new story. And with Saturn still squaring the nodes, and if you have Taurus planets, if you have Scorpio planets, this Saturn can be squaring your stuff. Like Saturn is moving back and forth across all of my Taurus stuff, and across my moon too, and squaring my moon and my Venus and my and my Mercury, and I'm gonna go back and square my sun later this year. So it's just Saturn, when it squares planets, it helps us to understand these stories, to move through these decisions, commitments, these learnings. And so with Saturn square the nodes, it's asking us to innovate our idea about Saturn issues: hard work, commitment. Like, what is your idea of hard work? Are you still living under that fucking industrial age spell? Are you still living under that patriarchal spell? Do you understand that in the 400s, the priests, the people in the church systematically put women into a place that was below men and took them out of the church and turned it all into patriarchy, saying that women need to be silent, to defer to men. So Mary Magdalene's gospel was completely hidden and buried and erased and taken out of the connection to Jesus. And it was all turned into patriarchal way to control and suppress the feminine. What little did they realize that it was suppressing the feminine within all of humanity. It wasn't just suppressing the power of women to, what was the issue? Fear, superiority, inferiority complexes. Like, what was the issue? It's really deep, amazing, interesting topic and exploration. And so it's the Saturn, which is thought of as hard work, lessons, pessimism, difficulty, limitation, restriction. But with Saturn being in Aquarius, it's about like innovating your idea of what work is and hard work. And are you still living by that? Saturn is about titration. Saturn's about not restriction for restriction's sake. Saturn's actually about like restriction because we don't want to be too far one way and not enough another way. It's because it's like, to really make it happen, we need to be controlled to a degree. Like, we have a roller coaster, it's a great ride, it's so fun and amazing, but if the carts are flying off the track, then people aren't going to come to the attraction and want to pay for that ride. People are dying, right? And if it's not going fun enough or out of control enough or wild and crazy enough for the people who love roller coasters, then it's also not going to attract, and it's just this boring wooden roller coaster. It's like beating your head all around the headrest, and it sucks, like if you ride the Batman too many times, like more than once every like 3 years. I love roller coasters. Do you? So Saturn here is squaring the nodes to say, bring Leo, the heart, the opposite of Saturn and Aquarius. Bring the heart the love that, are you activating that within yourself? Are you pulling it down from the cosmos, from great spirit? Are you activating love within yourself? Are you grounding? Are you raising your frequency? Are you going out into nature? What is it that raises your frequencies? Maybe it's kundalini meditations. Maybe it's getting in nature. Maybe it's pulling cards and journaling. Maybe it's really getting the emotions out and doing that emotional work that you tend to avoid, and really self-loving and doing the work, you know, the inner work, you know, you need to do that'll move you forward. Maybe it's making handcraft items. Like I just got gifted this beautiful wind chime that's made out of driftwood and handmade blown glass, and it's just fucking gorgeous. And it's such a heart gift that of my heart that I'm just so grateful for. And it reminds me of the good of life and the magic of life. And it's like somebody handcrafted that. A friend of mine used to paint birdhouses, and you could paint the birdhouses where the houses are like misshapen, like Dr. Seuss houses or something. Like you can just have so much fun and creativity. And where's the nature? Where are the day trips? Where are you taking great care of yourself and getting a steam or massage or things you need for yourself? Where are you just having amazing food that maybe you put off? Or you're just having the same old boring food, the same old boring routines, the same old boring stuff. It's time to innovate, to bring the heart, the joy, the play, the love into innovating your idea of work, commitment, determination, focus, which is all Saturn stuff, squaring the nodes that we're building this vision, all this Pisces, Neptune and Pisces, Mars and Pisces, that we're building this vision, we're growing this vision to this higher realm. And Aquarius is here to say that it's the new earth, it's the new life, it's parallel societies being built all across the world. People are coming together. It's those sacred connections, the soulmate relationships coming together, only connecting with people you truly have a vibe match with, only doing what's in your highest, what's building something for your future, what connects, what you love, and to be doing the inner work. The business isn't the inner work. The business is the play. It's not play. It's because you're not doing what you love, and you've got ulterior motivations. You've got wound motivations, money motivations, prestige motivations instead of soul motivations. So look at those motivations hard, because that is massive. I just did a great podcast episode on that that covers that to some degree yesterday, called Spiritual Authenticity. And then I've got some coming up, so look for the episodes coming up. The link is in the notes. We have happy, but it's in reverse. So where are you not clicking into joy? So what is it with joy? Do you think that you don't get to do joy? I think it's episode 275. That whole week is such a powerful week of the Light Goddess podcast. So look for that week. It's, I believe, episode 275, but it's one of those right there where it's called It Gets to Be Playful. It's a powerful episode that will help you click into the truth of living soul life and get off the matrix business life and get off the way everybody says to do business. You have to realize that we are pioneers. We are the ancestors creating the new mythos, like goddesses. This is not the way it was before. The way the business world said to make it. It didn't work. You don't have the money, right? You don't have the next tier, the next thing, door, like you feel like you're beating your head against a wall. Happy, like joy. It's supposed to be joy calling you forward, threads of joy calling you forward. That's how you know you're on soul mission, you're on soul motivation, that you're coming from the soul, not the wound of it not working out the way that we were told that it works, that we were told by business coaches, that we were told by the world, told by the overculture, told by movies, taught by family, all of that. So where can you pull in the joy that is the only thing that matters? If it's not built on love, it's built on wound, it's built on shadow, it's built on ego and mind. Round and round. This is about the spiral. The conch shell is a sacred symbol of the feminine, and that you're not going backwards. We have to let go of this idea that you go backwards. No, you keep revisiting something until you get all the lessons of it, until you look at it from all these different angles. And at some point that will morph into your wisdom that you get to keep. But if you don't go through the experience, you don't have wisdom, you just have concepts, you just have knowledge. Knowledge doesn't make you an authority on anything, doesn't make you an expert on the healing work, being healer, guide, soul coach, tarot reader, psychic, whatever it is that you do as a light goddess in your business. Knowledge and concepts do not make you an expert or an authority. It's experience, it's wisdom, which is knowledge plus experience. So you have to go through the experience of going through your own shadow and wounds. When we don't want to go through it and we're like, oh, I'm going backwards, how many times do I have to deal with this? I thought I dealt with that already. That's a superiority inferiority complex, that saying that like you're not good enough or you're not enough or something because you're going through whatever it is you're going through. Sitting in sacred circle with other women makes you realize that wherever you're at in the journey is all okay, and that it's a spiral, and that there's cyclical renewal, and that all of our journeys, all of the places wherever we're at is all okay and beautiful, actually. And that's what's sitting in circle with other women. That's why that's so profound and powerful, amongst 1,000 other reasons I could list. It lets you know how you've grown and where you want to grow next. It lets you know that where you're at in your journey is so okay. And it lets you know that we're all in this together, and you're around other women where there's no competition. And that is the Light Goddess Sisterhood. So please sign up for the Light Goddess Sisterhood, because we are having, I know it feels like it's out. I'm starting it in August. I might be starting to have a circle soon. I'm going to be exploring it, but to be honest, it most likely will be in August. It's definitely going to be in August, but it most likely I won't have anything until August, but I'm considering it. The reason why it seems like it's far out, but it's not. August, September, October, November, December, all for $44, where we're sitting in circle with each other, just like I'm talking about. And powerful women are joining. So it's not just any women, it's light goddesses. So it seems like August is a far time out, but it's not. We're going to blow through the summer because it's Jupiter and Aries. And then Jupiter's going to go in reverse. We're going to have that Saturn Uranus square. You're going to want to be in sacred space and sacred time with other women who are on this mission, so that we have our community together. So please come in and sign up for that. The link is below. Next card is, I appreciate you being here. You're a powerful woman if you're doing this inner work. It's not easy, but when you break through to the other side, it is profound. It is magical. Clean it up. So clean up your mind, clean up your emotions, feel the emotions. There's a lot coming up for a lot of my clients this week. There's a lot coming up for a lot of people I know this week. Feel your emotions. Do you have those emotional skills? Have you developed them yet? That's what we do in Alchemical Goddess, my coaching program. So do you have the emotional skills? If you're not doing it with me, have you gotten emotional? Are you working on emotional mastery? It's a long process. It takes time, and there's always room to grow in nuances, but there is a depth that you get to where you really are secure in it. It takes a couple of years of doing it, to be honest. Not all of that needs to be in a program, but clean up the emotions by feeling them. Clean up the clutter in your computer, in your files, in the to-do list, all the niggling things in the back of your mind. Chop wood, carry water. There's just needing to get some of the tasks done, to go in and to immerse into the work. But remember, the joy card was first. So chop wood, carry water doesn't mean that it's not playful, fun, done with joy. Love builds great things. The wound and the fear and the like hating it, you know you're not in the right track. You know, either there's healing that needs done massively and you're just in that healing phase, and that's a phase of business where you do hate it, but you know you're doing the right thing and you need to heal, you need to face the shadow, or you're not in the right track. So here and now, It's in reverse, being in the present moment, fearing the future, anticipating and projecting fear into the future. You're projecting the past wounds, projecting the past fear, and really mulling over the past in the wrong way. The past, you should mine it for the gold and the gifts and the jewels and your lessons and your learnings, that hard one shit that turns into the wisdom that I was talking about. So where are you out of that present moment, and how can you sink into the joy? Loyal heart, that are you loyal to fear and the wound, the mind and the ego, or are you loyal to your soul path, to your sacred calling, to your work, to what's joyful, to play? Stop thinking that you're not going to get it all done and using that vision against yourself. You have your own timeline. Everybody else out there has a authority and a voice and telling you what to do. What is your timeline? What does your heart say is the things to focus on? Should be full of joy and love, should be easy to connect to it and want to chop wood, carry water on it. So are you loyal to the ego and the mind? It's an important question. Chaos and conflict, that's the feminine. It's not actually, chaos and conflict isn't bad. It's not this out of control. It's like letting everything burn down so the phoenix can rise from the ashes. That we don't need the control all of the time, that we need the chaos, we need the party, we need the fun, we need the wildfire burning out of control, because that's where the new growth comes from in the forest. But it can feel like you're falling apart on the spiritual journey. You can feel like your consciousness is melting down inside of you. You can feel like everything, you're losing your identity. You can feel like you're literally dying when you are having an ego death, or an ego identity is dying. So there's a lot of different things we experience on the spiritual journey. Flexibility, but it's upside down. So you're not being movable, letting spirit move you into place, move you into the magic, show you the magic. You're being very rigid and fixed, and not realizing that you need the flexibility, the adaptability, the versatility. That's what is called for, to be able to understand what's needed in a given moment. That we don't have to clamp up and constrict and be constipated, that you are able to respond to challenge as it occurs. That you don't have to brace for challenge, and don't anticipate it and project it into your future. Respond to it as it occurs. I am sending you so much love, and I'll talk to you on the next Alchemical Goddess Astrology Intuitive. I might be changing the name of this one more time. I'm trying to find a great name for this daily Astrology Intuitive. I felt like Astrology Intuitive was so boring. Sacred Stardust is what I wanted to call it, but I don't know if people really know what it is. They call it Sacred Stardust, but I might go back to that. I don't know, I just want something edgy too. I'm just like really wanting like something edgy and just amazing. I'll figure it out, but I'm so glad you're here. Please like the video so more women can find this. Please share this with other people. I hope this is serving you. Please comment below if this is serving you, what you're getting out of it, or something that you took away, so I can know. I'm so glad you're here.